stay away from, stay away from, stay away from. Stay is derived from Old French estayer, meaning to stop. Away implies distance. Creating a phrase indicating avoidance or keeping a distance suggests remaining within a space. Where in refers to an enclosed area like a home. Stay out, stay out, stay out. Stay implies a state of remaining, and out indicates being outside a boundary. Stay up, stay up, stay up. Stay means to remain in a place or state, and up in this context suggests remaining upright or awake. Stay in touch with, stay in touch with, stay in touch with. Stay implies maintaining a state, and in touch suggests continuous communication. Set about, set about, set about. Set derives from Old English, setten, meaning to put in place. About implies movement around, creating a sense of beginning a task. Aside, set aside, set aside. Set means to place or put, while aside means to place separately, indicating reserving something. Set in, set in, set in. Set here means to establish or begin, while in implies the start of a condition or period. Set off, set off, set off. Set implies positioning, and off suggests movement away, indicating a departure or initiating action. Set out, set out, set out. Set means to position or start, while out suggests an outward action or direction. Set to, set to, set to. Set here indicates initiating, while to implies direction towards the task. Set up, set up, set up. Set means to place, and up suggests constructing or establishing. Set a good example, set a good example, set a good example. Set indicates establishing, while a good example refers to behavior worthy of imitation. Start over, start over, start over. Start comes from the Old English starten, meaning to leap or move suddenly, and over suggests a reset or fresh attempt. Start back, start back. Start implies beginning, while back suggests a return to a previous location. Start in on, start in on, start in on. Start means to initiate, while in on emphasizes beginning work on or attacking a subject. Start off, start off, start off. Start means to begin, while off suggests setting out or initiating an event. Start out, start out, start out. Start means to begin, while out implies moving forward on a path. Start up, start up, start up. Start implies beginning, while up suggests raising or beginning operation. Start with, start with, start with. Start implies initiation, while with specifies what to begin with. Start for, start for, start for. Start implies initiating, while for shows a destination or goal. Stand against, stand against, stand against. Stand derives from Old English, standen, meaning to remain upright or firm, and against implies opposition. Stand alone, stand alone, stand alone. Stand means to remain firm, and alone emphasizes independence or isolation. Stand aside, stand aside, stand aside. Stand means to remain in place, while aside suggests stepping away from the main area. Stand away, stand away, stand away. Stand indicates staying in position, and away implies distance. stand behind, stand behind, stand behind. Stand means to remain firm, and behind implies being a supportive presence from the back. Stand by, stand by, stand by. Stand means to remain present, and by implies being close or ready. Stand firm, stand firm, stand firm. Stand means to remain in place, while firm implies steadiness or strength. Stand for, stand for, stand for. Stand implies presence or support, and for signifies representation. Stand in, stand in, stand in. Stand implies positioning, and in suggests filling in a role or position. Stand off, stand off, stand off. Stand means to remain in place, while off implies separation. Stand out, stand out, stand out. Stand implies presence, and out suggests prominence or visibility. Stand to, stand to, stand to. Stand means to remain ready, while to implies attention or direction. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand means to remain in place, and up implies rising or facing. Stand up against, stand up against, stand up against. Stand means to remain in place, while up against implies resistance or opposition. Stand up for, stand up for, stand up for. Stand implies presence, and up for signifies support or defense. Stand to reason, stand to reason, stand to reason. Stand here implies a firm logical stance, and to reason signifies alignment with logic. Sit about, around, sit about, around, sit about, around. Sit comes from Old English, sitten, meaning to rest, while about or around implies inactivity or passivity. Sit back. Sit means to remain seated, and back implies a more relaxed or passive stance. Sit down to, sit down to, sit down to. Sit indicates being seated, and down to implies preparing to engage in a task. Sit in, sit in, sit in. Sit means to remain seated, and in suggests being present within a group or setting. Sit up, sit up, sit up. Sit means to be seated, while up implies being upright or alert. Turn against, turn against, turn against. Turn implies changing direction, while against suggests opposition. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Turn implies movement, while around suggests a complete change or reversal. Turn aside, turn aside, turn aside. Turn implies change in direction, and aside suggests moving to the side. Turn away, turn away, turn away. Turn implies moving direction, and away suggests distancing or rejecting. Turn back, turn back, turn back. Turn implies changing direction, while back suggests returning to a previous state or location. Turn down, turn down, turn down. Turn implies action, while down suggests decreasing or rejecting. Turn in, turn in, turn in. Turn implies movement, while in suggests entering or submitting. Turn off, turn off, turn off. Turn suggests changing state, while off implies stopping or switching off. Turn on, turn on, turn on. Turn implies initiating, while on suggests activation. Turn out, turn out, turn out. Turn implies change or result, while out suggests emergence or outcome. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Turn suggests movement, and over implies a full rotation or transfer. Turn to, turn to, turn to. Turn implies changing direction, while to suggests moving towards something or someone. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Turn implies movement or change, and up suggests increase or appearance. Turn into, turn into, turn into. Turn implies transformation, and into suggests entering a new state or form. Turn one's back on, turn one's back on, turn one's back on. Turn implies changing direction, while back on suggests a refusal to acknowledge or help. Throw about, throw about, throw about. Throw comes from Old English throwen, meaning to twist, while about suggests spreading randomly. Throw away, throw away, throw away. Throw implies discarding, and away suggests removing to a far place. Throw back, throw back, throw back. Throw means to send away, and back suggests returning to a previous state or memory. Throw off, throw off, throw off. Throw implies casting away, while off suggests removing or distancing. Throw on, throw on, throw on. Throw means to cast quickly, and on suggests adding or wearing. Throw out, throw out, throw out. Throw means to discard, and out implies sending something away from a space. Throw oneself into, throw oneself into, throw oneself into. Throw here means to propel oneself with intention, and into suggests deep involvement. Throw oneself on, throw oneself on, throw oneself on. Throw implies surrendering oneself, while on here suggests reliance or dependence.